Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. 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 Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Hari Om to everybody. For the past few days, Papa has been trying to draw our attention that whatever we do or think during our non-chanting time, it will be reflected in the chanting time. When we find that why is it that we are not experiencing the sweetness which he had, then we try to understand that the Ramnam, when we chant, it is something is lacking in it. We are not very clear. Something also must join along with our chanting. Then only it can become sweet. It has not become sweet to us. We can't say that it is totally not sweet to us. Why again we are chanting? Something is there. But what Papa enjoyed, we have to add something. Whenever anybody requests for mantra initiation, we play the tape, Papa has recorded words. There he makes a mention about the sweetness. It is mainly giving thrust to sweetness. And along with that he will say he will also chant the name. Actually the whole talk is centered on sweetness. And the simile he gives is the sugar is sweet, he will say. It can never be bitter. But the same sugar, when it is put in the mouth of a person who is having some fever, the same sugar does not taste sweet, but it becomes bitter, he throws it away. Then he says that so we go to a doctor and he gives the medicine. Then we become alright. So here the Guru is the doctor who gives the pill of Ram Nama. So when he mentioned that when our mind is full of low desires, we will never taste sweetness. If the downpulling forces are more in us, we will not be able to enjoy the sweetness. So some cleaning up is necessary. Something we have to ask ourselves. It cannot come from outside. What is it that I have to add to retain the sweetness? And once I have tasted the sweetness, whether I eat or not, the sweetness will be always there in me. Similarly, when once I have tasted the sweetness of the Nama, whether I chant or not, it will stay with me. The moment I remember Nama, the sweetness will come to me. Normally our complaint is, our mind complains that we are all preoccupied with so many things. So naturally we have separated in our mind, this is godly, this is ungodly. This is spiritual, this is unspiritual. And most of our waking time, we are involved in such activities which do not remind us of the God principle. Family life, professional life, social life, personal life. In order that we slowly or gradually try to understand that everywhere we look, everywhere we involve ourselves, employ ourselves, suppose we start Ivadarma. You can take the chair. So 2 poems, there are many poems. In 2 poems we have, must be probably more than 100 times you would have shared this in the satsang. But we have to keep on reminding ourselves, you would have forgotten. You will remember that we will remember the poem. But if it has gone deep into it, then we will know that we will not disconnect God thought from the outer involvement. So first is, I find Him everywhere. I find my God in fields, hills and dales. Paddy field, for example, corn field, any field. In workshop, in school, office, marketplace, in workshop. When I read this, when I go to workshop, when I go to office, when I go to school, when I go to marketplace, I should remember, my Guru has said, I find Him there. Enable me to find God here also. Then, automatically the guidance will come from within. Workshop, normally when we take the vehicle, go for repair, immediately, when something is created, it is subject to disorders. So it has got to be repaired. So when He has given us this body, mind, intellect equipment, when He has given us so many gadgets, given us so many things, everything is subject to disease or disorder. So we have to go to the workshop. So He has provided the workshop. He has given the motivation to His creation to have this workshop, so that we can set the equipment right. Not only that he has given us the equipment, he has also he also provided, facilitated a place to set right whenever it is subject to disorder. In that way, each one can derive in their own way. School. This is something wonderful. Because in school, we learn subjects. At the same time, unknowingly, we have to recognize there is a grading, there is an exam, there is a text. Somebody is there to explain about the text. And we are not to rely on that, neither the text nor the teacher, but we have to assimilate, without any help, without the help of the text, without the help of the teacher. I must assimilate, I must bring it out. That is the exams are given. So rely on yourself. God has given us the faculty first to hear through text, through teachers, and then we try to assimilate. We do the churning, manana, and then finally bring it out. And to periodical evaluation. Just to think about all these things. Each will give us the idea. Through school, he is reminding us periodical evaluation is necessary. That is why, quarterly, half-yearly, annual exams. And the entire creation, we are introduced to the world outside through education. We are given an opportunity to know the real faculty stored in us. Think, it is not merely a school. Whatever that is stored in us, latent in us, potentialities. And in school we also learn, everybody is unique. Same text, same teacher. Suppose in that particular class there are 60 students. 60 students will not get 90 plus, Same building, same curriculum, same syllabus, same teacher, same text. So he is teaching us through school. Each one can assimilate only to the extent possible. Don't blame, don't belittle. Each one's priority will be different. Just because I am not well up in English language, it doesn't mean that I am not at all well up in anything. No. What is lying dormant in us, it is touched and kindled through school. So like that, we start thinking. Every word of Papa, These are some of the ways by which we can connect. Then office. An office functions because of the well-coordinated inputs of so many, right from the CEO or the manager or the proprietor or the number one there, down to the menial staff. Each one is relevant. Each one is important. And what is the outcome? Keep on thinking. Suppose, it is to satisfy the customer. Accommodating everything. The role of a boss, the role of a subordinate, the role of a colleague. Just start thinking, When Papa says, I find him everywhere. This is how he wants us to connect. Marketplace. So many produce from the production center it comes. Varieties. And that is the link between the producer and the consumer. No? If we go to a particular field, we will only see one particular produce. But if I go to a market, all my requirements are available there. Whether it is an agricultural produce, or whether it is an industrial produce, or whether it is an household articles, think varieties. But here is a link between, no? So then only it becomes complete. Producer, trader, consumer. There should be a producer, and there is a consumer to use it, but in between there is a trader. So he is there as a producer, he is there as a trader, he is there as the consumer, he is there as the various articles. In plains and forests, in plains also there, where there is no forest, no. There must be some activity going on. Earth is there, no? Air is there, no? Space is there. We may not find any vegetation there, but it has also got its own. Today you see it as a plain. After 10 years when you come, you see it's an industrial town. So it is available to make use of in any way. So many thoughts, you know. So we don't disconnect the God concept just because we open our eyes and transact with the world outside. In home, in grazing herd of cows, so many dimensions come. Plenty. Suppose we start writing and going to the field, sitting there and then looking at it with this bhavana, he will allow you to well up so many things coming from there. From the fields we produce the fodder. The fodder is cut and given to the cows. The cows eat, gives milk, gives also cow dung. Cow dung again is pulled back to the fodder field. Again it comes out, you know. Nothing is a waste. The cow does not take anything for itself. So many. So through those things we try to understand I find him there. That's why in India, Indian tradition we say mother, no? Cow is treated as mother because mother gives us breast milk. After that, who gives us milk? Only cows. And what are byproducts? Milk, curd, butter, ghee, buttermilk, then cow dung. In home. So I don't have to go to a particular place to see. At home, I find him there. When we were in Delhi, 3-4 years back, this was the topic given. So there were about 30-40 youngsters. We picked up this home. When you think of this dimension, what is it that through whom God is teaching us? And they started bringing out various dimensions. Nobody told them anything. Hospital, power plants, huts and palaces, in halls of assemblies, in temples, churches and mosques, in solitude and caves, in graveyard and cremation ground. I see him in the sky above, the earth below, the expansiveness, earth, the yadhar, the stratum. In the waters of the lakes and oceans vast, he created lakes, oceans, rivers, everything, and takes the water through evaporation, brings it out back again in the form of pure water through rains. Sea water is salt water, but when rainy water, it is sweet water. And we say this thunder. Somebody told us the lightning produces tons and millions of tons of nitrogen, organic nitrogen. And the water brings it to the earth. That is why immediately after that the vegetation comes, All these mechanisms, we hardly recognize what all you have done. Without vegetation, I will not survive. So you have come in the form of rain. For that you have to come in the form of ocean. Like that we start thinking, The tangible gain is, through the object we are trying to go to him. Apparently it's an object other than me. But through that object, I am trying to connect myself with him. Who is in me? Who is there? In the slow, swift running streams, in trains, in cars, in aeroplanes. Dave Prashadi was sharing, train. When we get into the train, how am I to see you, O Lord? Then he whispers to us. The engine carries so many wagons, what do you call it? Compartments. About 20, 30, 40. People from different places, of different types, for different purposes, they get in and they get out, The engine remains untouched, unaffected. It does not bother for what purpose you take. Just like the space, it doesn't bother for what purpose you are using it. And any number of compartments, it can take. And the most important thing that struck to us was, when we carry the luggage, we don't have to carry when we sit in the moment we get into the compartment. Engine will carry it, We don't have to carry it. You get into the train, that is enough, I will take care of you, as if God is whispering into our eyes. Aeroplanes. From the aircraft to look at down, what a beautiful sight, and what an expansive. Previously we cannot see beyond certain level. From the hilltop we can see a little more, but from the aircraft we also see the sun, we also see the sky, fantastic shapes. So many. We suddenly realize how vast is this universe, this world. I do not confine myself to this tiny little body, mind, intellect. You are there, but you are also here. So like that, I behold him awake, asleep, dreaming. In birth, in life, and in death. I find him at all times, in all places, in all states. My God is everywhere and everything. He alone is, there is none but He. Every now and then we have to remind ourselves by going through such points. Another poem is about ourselves. This is about other than us. Who is my eternal beloved? He says, O beloved, thou art the light that gleams in my eyes. If that is not there, my eyes cannot see. No? Thou art the joy that plays in my heart. Thou art the wisdom that shines in my soul. Thou art the sweetness that permeates my senses. Each word we have to contemplate deeper and deeper and deeper. Thou art the power that moves me to act. Thou art the love that tingles in my veins. Tuck, 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 tuck. Pulse is here, pulse beat. Thou art the ecstasy that thrills my being. Thou art the breath of all my breath, which answers the very. Thou art the never-ending rapture of my life. Thou art the beauty that lends charm to my form. Thou art the majesty seated on my brow. Thou art the fascination that radiates from my looks. Thou art the scent that emanates from my body. Thou art the halo, the ethereal glow around me. O beloved, thou art my life, my soul, my breath, my all. Thou art mine, I am thine. This bliss is mine. Blessed, blessed am I. There are so many poems. "358 poems we were able to somehow put it in the book. On all aspects he has covered. So when we go through this, suppose this is very clear, our idea is very clear. How am I to retain the God thought, even when I open and transact with the world outside, even when I close my eyes and look within? These are the two. When I open my eyes, I see the whole world, the entire creation, varied creation. I feel, normally we say we get distracted, no? But there is no distraction here, according to Papa. And then when I close my eyes, I go, so many thoughts rushing, my body is aching, all this problem. No, there also he tries to find out. He tries to lead us to. All the words, even if it's not clear, breath is very clear. The light in the eye is clear. Like that, something will become clear. That is enough. That is why in every month's vision, one poem of Papa will be there. Whether people read it or not. At least one day somebody will read. Right from so many years now that have been, I can't say it is right from the beginning, it might be there. Papa has been writing poems, and that poem will be there the first. As soon as we open the Vision magazine, first will be the poem. Then only the lead article. Nowadays, as per statute, we have to the editorial also. Okay. Then the lead article. So poems are given in such a limited words. An article we may not be able to remember. But a song or a poem, If we try our level best, probably we may be able to remember most of them. Once you read with attention. Articles may not be. So Papa probably thought, Papa was blessed with a fine hand on English. So he used to write and he thought it, he prompted people to bring it out. A few titles. It has been categorized into 3 divisions. One is realization, at the realization level. Then at the ecstatic level. And exhortations. All the poems have been categorized like this. Maybe 100% we cannot say, but more or less. So that whenever during our sadhana, whenever we suppose we chant, we are chanting Ram Nam about sweetness, something will be there about sweetness of Ram. It will give a push, it will give a boost. Because none of us are in a position to sit wholly with Ram Nam throughout, and with the right background. So this will help us. Of all the poems, we selected these 2 because the one is connecting us with the outside world. The other one is connecting with the inside reality. Outside reality and inside reality, both are connected, both are linked through these 2 poems. That gives us a lot of food for thought. Because nothing is omitted there. Early from morning to evening, either you are going to school or to office or to workshop or to hospital or to your own home, or you travel, so many things. These are all linked to our workaday life, day-to-day life. So then if we remember, Papa wants us to connect myself, or Papa wants us to find God. How am I to find God? Then that will link me to that. And then automatically it will be linked to now. So let us all pray to Him. You have brought so many things in our growth. One more small poem is there, as a realization. Niranyagati Prabhuji.
That can be
Dive deep. Dive deep. To attain God is to be godlike. Just as river reaching ocean becomes that itself. River reaching ocean becomes that itself. In the depths of communion, in tune with the Spirit Divine, there is no distinction between the seeker and the sought. Dive within, know the truth. The soul itself is oversouled. Thy life, God's own life. Thy body is very form. For there is none but He, thou and He are one. You remember the wording? Niranya Prabhu.
Guruji.
Who is Sama?
Who is Sama?
Abdi Swarup, no?
Bhakti Sarupa.
मिटता कधीच नाहीये ही अगदी
Anyway, whatever it may be, okay. We used to sing. The purpose is, at one time we should be able to dive within. That is the title itself is Go Within. Dive within, know the truth. In the depths of communion, in tune with the Spirit Divine, there is no distinction between the seeker and the sought. The soul itself is oversoul. Thy life, God's own life. Thy body is very form. For there is none but He, thou and He are one. So like this, there are so many inspiring, simple words. Sublime thoughts have been given in simple words. Let us all pray to Him. You have placed before us everything, but somehow you have not given us the aptitude, no, to go along with it and to make ourselves completely connected with You. Now and then we may be getting some glimpses. That is not enough. I must be completely with You, just like the river. When it merges in the ocean, it loses its sense of individuality. It becomes one with the ocean. I must become one with You. I must become one with You. But let that prayer be very intense and strong in all of us. Hari Om. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Hari Om to everyone.